everyone, and welcome to another edition of the usually serviceable and definitely hopelessly miscast podcast. Here from your friends at GCT, we have our normal staff members, Brian, who's the ED. We have Christina remotely.
Hi.
She loves loud children.
Love
And
'em.
we have Brian's definitely better half, Rachel. So she's peacing out. So Brian has referred to himself as Long John Silver today. So
Long John Silver's fish pen.
okay.
Don't understand. Was there fish there? Did I miss a fish day?
No, I keep trying to get you to eat the fish when you have to teach in the afternoon.
Yeah,
I will
I know.
sleep.
I know what that will do to you.
I'll be asleep.
There's lots of effects. Breath, sleep.
I just love hearing her over there going, "Why did I do this again?"
I love to punish myself with fried fish.
Yeah, but it tastes so good. I mean,
It's so good.
you can't beat that. So you can later when you deal with the after effects. But yeah.
Worth it.
So it's been a while since we've all been together for one of these. How's everybody been? I know our one listener wants to know.
Ended.
Great. Everyone on this call now had at least one vaccine, so I think we're all very excited about that.
I'm
just
fresh
scheduled my
out of the
second one.
drive-through this morning. So
Nice. Yeah, I get my next one Friday.
nice.
Yeah, and they changed the whole system up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's better.
it sucks now because I tried to sign.
I found it a lot easier.
And
Yeah.
it's probably easier, but I tried to sign Carson up, and now it says because he's a minor, they have to reach out to him. Like, why would you reach out to his parent?
Yeah.
Since I'm the one signing him up, but whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, we have a couple of features today that I'll throw out there for you guys. So the first one is, some of us I know have been off and on having discussions here and there in the last, I don't know, a couple of months. Since there's no Broadway right now, there's not a ton to talk about, so we're having to kind of generate source material. But one of the things that came up was when you end up in, like, there are shows out there and pieces of shows out there and characters in shows out there that at the time they were written, it was totally acceptable for them to be what they are or portraying what they were or the show to be what it was. And these days, it's generally not. So you have these shows or pieces of shows that just, if the PC police are out today, nah, they want you to not do the show. They want the show boycotted, something like that. And so I know there's varying opinions out there of, look, just accept the fact that some people would say accept the fact that the show was written in 19 whatever, and it was what it was at the time, so just get past it. And then there's the opposite school of thought, which is, look, it may have been acceptable then, but it's clearly not now. Why would we put it out there? So, an example might be a song from a show or a character from a show it was totally cool to write it that way in 1950 or even 1980, but these days that show wouldn't pass muster if it was a brand new show. So one of the things I was talking about with another friend of the podcast, Auntie Kever, was because he and I were in a show called 1776. I call it a show. It's really more like a epic flume ride into hell, because it takes so long, for one thing. But he played a character that had to sing a song about slavery, called Molasses to Rum. So I asked him, did he ever feel uncomfortable singing that song to an audience? And his take was sort of like, well, yeah, there was discomfort, but it's all in the context of how you take the song and things like that. So we talked about that song of, is it, what would people think of a song like that these days, if it came out in a new show, or what's a more uncomfortable song to perform. And so it was like, I started thinking of a list and looking online at some of the songs people say, well, that song it shouldn't be out there anymore, or it's too uncomfortable. So kind of a bracketology, but I'll ask you guys, I'll throw out some song titles and you can tell me, do you think it's a appropriate song to do nowadays, or should we be saying, no, we're not doing that? So the first one is, and this kind of applies to when we did a student production of Annie Get Your Gun here at GCT last fall, well, late summer time frame, and that's I'm an Indian Too. So what is you guys' thoughts on that song?
That's a hard pass.
No, absolutely not. There's a reason it was cut from the Stones in the early 90s. In the early 90s, they figured out that they probably shouldn't do that one.
Yeah,
there's
that
still
was kind of an obvious one.
There's still some more work on that show.
Oh yeah, they did not do all the work they needed to.
Yeah, there's more room. But yeah, that's a no. That's a big no. I'm excited to see whether you have Peter Pan on this list because
I'll go
yeah. Well, we can circle to that later, but it's a similar problem in which a lot of people at this point in life are kind of like, don't produce Peter Pan. I mean, because there's an argument to be made in either faction. I don't have a leg to stand on in this. I am not of any indigenous descent. So I don't really get a strong opinion on this, but there's a lot of like debate about like, do we just retire this from the canon? Because like the options are racism or erasure. There's not really an in-between.
Well, since you hear the term cancel culture out there a lot these days, someone would say, well, you're canceling it if you don't do it. I'm not saying I agree with that in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, for sure. That is always like the big one in children's theater. That is there's always an argument around Peter Pan and like how to gracefully stage it. Can you gracefully stage it?
Right.
Can you erase any of the like Native American racism from the show without erasing them entirely, which is worse? There's a whole slew of arguments that exist around that show.
Yeah, because Ugga was on our list that we came up with. So.
And it's kind of similar to Annie Get Your Gun in some ways. It's like, do you just take all of those characters out? You really can't. That's also kind of shady and shitty.
Right.
But yeah, that song we don't need it. No one ever needed it, and we certainly don't need it now.
Yeah, I mean, that's every musical I ever see, I could pick 2 or 3 songs they don't need, but not because they're inappropriate, just because it makes the show longer and I don't like that.
Well, I'm an Indian Too is not a good song. You could change it to lovely lyrics and it would still be terrible because
it's rough.
It's
everything about it.
Especially when you see the old movie version.
Oof.
With Betty, what's her name? It's pretty bad. See, I always laughed at that show, as you guys heard me, I always thought it was a reference that I could see women getting upset about when Frank Butler is singing about, the girl that he marries will have to be as soft and as pink as a nursery and things like that.
I think that actually works in the show, though, because he's kind of being made fun of and touted as a chauvinist, and that's the perfect chauvinist song. And then Annie being not the chauvinist is his love interest. Of course, then they make her purposely lose a contest to him. So I don't know what the overall story they're trying to tell there is. They seem confused.
It's not the worst one, and it's not the best one. But
Well, I'll say, because one of the things that brought up this topic in my mind was remembering that when myself and others were in a production of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels here. I mean, that show was not written way back in the 50s. That was more recent, in the last 30 to 40 years. And we had people who walked out the second night of performing for live audiences because the character from Oklahoma in her song says, "Not a tree or a Jew to block the lovely view." And there were
Yep.
people who walked out, and we changed the line of the song as a result.
Yeah.
So the first two audiences heard that. Everybody else was no, they
That's a
heard something
hard
different.
one because it's not like satirical enough for it to be like we're making fun of Nazis, like something like A Springtime for Hitler is.
Right.
It's like it makes you wonder like who the hell put this in and why. Here in the like tender 90s are we like saying weird anti-Semitic song lyrics? So strange.
Right. Well, and I mean, it also this show also has, to be fair, a song called "Great Big Stuff" that, you know, one of the main characters basically talking about how he wants a lot of, hot women and money around him, and it's, I think, some of the most sensitive people out there would say, I don't like that either, but it's,
Yeah.
I guess you kind of reach a point where some people would say, well, then don't see the show.
Yeah.
If you're going to be offended by anything, don't see it. But anyway, so another song, I know this is on Brian's list of favorites for a reason, is Shapoopy. Because some people find that apparently that song, some of this I looked up online, offensive because of the thematic elements, especially of the first verse, of
Mhm.
saying a woman that'll kiss on the very first date is pretty much a hussy.
Boy, would they have issues nowadays.
Right.
Get the hell out of here with that. I hate material like this so much. Like, what do you want from us? What do you ever want from us? Because then it like sings into the opposite of like what I hate is when material sings about like wearing a woman down. That's always my personal fave. Get the hell out of here. Also, that song's terrible, but that's
No,
a whole other
Yeah.
argument.
I will say my love of that song has more to do with Family
It's,
Guy
yeah.
than Music Man.
I
It's
say it's
yeah.
not about that he loves that song. It's when Peter Griffin does it, at Gillette Stadium for Tom Brady to see. It makes it funny. So,
I mean, it's a
um,
funny song. It's
right.
goofy sounding. It's real catchy. It's got a lot of like dumb musical theater tropes in it that make it like fun. But yeah, we maybe
So it's-
don't need. We don't
gonna
maybe
be-
need that.
Interesting too, the songs you mentioned, not one that we voted on, but so Music Man is going to be revived with Hugh Jackman and Germantown native, what's her face?
Oh, Sutton.
Sutton
Sutton
Foster,
Foster.
in December of this year. They're also reviving 1776, so it will be interesting to see what Broadway does
Ugh.
with.
I'll be interested to see. I'll tell you what, maybe not picking like more interesting and progressive choices for the lead already has me kind of like, well, what else are we gonna do with this show? I mean, you just picked like
So,
two white actors who have done 10 million Golden Age musicals already. So, I mean, how committed are we really?
are they gonna try to do like a Hamilton spin on it and like cast, like blind casting?
Now, clearly not. It's Sutton Foster and Hugh Jackman, who I like. They're lovely. Clearly,
Oh, sorry, I was
they're.
talking about 1776.
Oh, I
It
don't know.
seems like I heard they are doing something with the casting on that. Maybe all women.
Maybe that's what I really wanted
Oh,
them to do at Theater
yeah.
Memphis. A lot of people fought really hard for that, and then it kind of got shot down. But
I mean, there's
that would be
so
interesting.
many. Yeah, there's so many talented women here.
I would have rather had to go watch that show with all women once than be in it and perform it 16 times.
Yeah.
So it's like, I
It's
mean,
one
I
of
did
those
enjoy
that we
drinking off stage, but
we got to do something with
I
it,
can do that at
know.
home. Yeah.
Yes,
I
so
don't
it
know.
is. Yeah, they have cast it, and it is every single one's a woman, multiracial.
Wow. Nice.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Hell yeah.
I'm very interested in seeing that.
Yeah, me too.
So.
That's very cool and very exciting.
Crystal Lucas Perry will be playing John Adams.
Nice.
Dope.
I always
How
think of
exciting.
usually serviceable John Manis as John Adams. So Shout out to
Oh,
you,
what a
Johnny.
delight he is, just in each and every way.
Well, I probably told the story before. That's where usually Serviceable came from, was
Yeah.
me sharing with him Brian's review when he got called hopelessly miscast in Dracula. And John said the same reviewer reviewed me in a show and said I was usually serviceable. And I thought, John said, I thought to myself, isn't that what you kind of call a hooker or something like that? It's like, yeah. I
Dope.
was like, but that's really good. You were usually serviceable, but not tonight.
Mm.
So here's a couple other songs that we cooked up. We had a longer list, but I kind of cut it down a little bit. So there so Kevin and I had a really good debate about this one because this is from one of my more favorite because I grew up watching it as a movie, is people apparently take offense to the song Summer Nights from Grease.
Mm,
Because it's the whole thing with, did she put up a fight type thing.
yeah, I've heard this debate before as well.
So, I mean, it's I don't feel qualified to have a, like a strong opinion one way or the other because it's a very, white male dominated show. I feel like
It's
anyway.
really hard to like separate that is like the center of the show. And
Yeah.
also, I don't have a foot to stand on this one because I'm not a person that has like a strong emotional attachment to Grease. So I don't really care.
I think my
if it
sister
goes
made me watch
away.
it so many times I was beaten into submission.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I never watched it when I was young, so it just never was like one that I was like, I have this weird attachment to Grease. So I don't know. I don't care if that song goes away.
I don't think that song. I mean, the lyric is "Tell me more, tell me more. Was it love at first sight? Tell me more, tell me more. Did she put up a fight?" Like, I don't think I don't take that as sexual things. Like, did she have to work to make her fall in love with you
Right.
more than
Yeah.
the other? So I don't.
Well, when I
I
read the
think that's a
comment
bit of a
online,
stretch.
people said they think there are the extreme people take that one and run with it like, oh,
It's a
that's
little.
implying that she was saying no and you were fighting her and saying yes. Yes means no.
It's a
like,
little
okay,
icky,
that's
and it's
kinda,
maybe something we wouldn't write today.
yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, I
But
mean, Brian, I hear what you're saying, and I don't think that it's that innocent. But now I feel like awfully because I had my kids do like a musical theater dance to this while I
Oh
was
no.
teaching.
Oh
Dude.
no.
Dun, dun, dun.
but you're not the
Wow.
only
Like,
one. How
yeah,
many
true.
tens of thousands of
And the worm
of us
turns.
have
Here we
done
go.
that at some point?
So,
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
I've
Listen.
seen like a 12-year-old get on stage at a recital and sing "Don't Tell Mama," so
Yeah, true.
it's cool. Don't worry about it.
Do you guys have
You're
a
good.
problem with the lyric earlier in the song when the girls are singing "Tell me more, tell me more"? Did you get very far? Tell me more, tell me more. Like, does he have a car? Like she's only using
Like a
him for.
Gold
She's a
digger.
gold digger.
Yeah.
She's a gold digger.
Yeah, I don't know. Again,
Interesting
I don't really.
rhetorical there.
If
I
I
mean, here's
cared
the
more
thing.
about Greece, I could maybe.
They're supposed to be like stupid teenagers. Like that's
Yeah.
that's what teenagers do. They talk stupid. I mean, in this
Dude.
case, they're singing stupid. I mean, it just,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
I agree.
It's true.
It's meant to be, yeah,
Don't
teenagery.
really. Yeah, I would be very, very horrified if someone picked apart the inner workings of my teenage mind.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, because shit, I mean, as adults, we don't have a whole
but
lot
teenagers
figured
also
out.
didn't write Grease. But,
Also
True.
true.
you know.
So here's another one that I had never heard this song, but as soon as I saw it, somebody, like several people had commented online and said, this is the most uncomfortable song I've ever heard in a Broadway show. And it's the song Thank Heaven for Little Girls from Gigi.
Yes.
And the first lines, I just read it and said, okay, I'm done. Each time I see a little girl of 5 or 6 or 7, I can't resist a joyous urge to smile and say, thank heaven for little girls.
That's true
What's the-
because the rest of it doesn't the rest of it say because little girls get bigger every day.
Yes.
Yep.
And then it says
Yeah.
those little eyes so helpless and appealing when they were flashing send you
Oh.
crashing through the ceiling. Whew. I know a show we're not doing here.
Yeah.
Yep.
what's who's singing this song? I'm not familiar
I don't
with
know
GT at all.
that show that well,
I don't either.
if I'm being totally honest.
When I
Take away
said
my
it,
musical
it's-
theater degree, I don't care.
Yeah, I said it and Kever said yes. He's like, that one is, ooh, no way.
It's pretty rough.
It's a learner low.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know.
here's,
We could probably
here's
do away
a
with that.
couple more for you guys. So, and this was one I found interesting because it's a lot more contemporary. Is that some people are not comfortable with Everybody Wants to Be Black on Saturday Night from Memphis because they say
Interesting.
it's got bad racial overtones to it.
Huh.
It's like, okay, what do you guys? That one that definitely piqued a lot of interest in my mind. I mean, not just because we're in Memphis and that show is Memphis, but it's like,
I wonder, I'd be really interested. First of all, I'll preface by saying I don't really have a strong emotional attachment to that show either. I have seen it. It's fine and it's not for me. But it's really interesting. I wonder what the assortment of people that do like find it offensive, like wonder what their reasonings and demographic are. Is it offensive to Black theater goers specifically?
Who sings it?
Because
Is
I
it a
don't
person of
get to
color
weigh in on
sings
that
this
if
song?
so.
If a white person sang this, I'd be like, no.
isn't it one of the guys in the club in the underground
No,
club?
yeah, it's a bar song.
I think
For
it is,
sure.
and then like the whole cast like joins in and dances.
Yeah,
and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember
Interesting.
watching the show. Of course, I'm not obviously a black person, but I don't remember watching the show and thinking to myself, "Wow, this is a little
Yeah.
out
I don't
there."
remember that either specifically, but again, as a white person, I don't really get to have a super strong opinion on that. But that is interesting. I've never really thought about it.
I will say, looking at the lyrics, which I have pulled up, it feels like whoever wrote the book did not put much work into these lyrics at all. It just
That's
says
what
the same thing
whole
over and
show
over again.
feels like
Yeah,
to me.
I was gonna say it's basically the same thing over and over.
Yeah, 5
What's
times.
the guy from Bon Jovi, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They were in all of it.
Yeah, and
Was
I'm
that-
kind of like,
Oh,
it's
was
such
it
a
really?
weird
Sam Boyd?
show.
It's one of the guys from Bon Jovi wrote
Oh,
that whole
okay.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what the hell do you know about music in Memphis? But okay, cool.
Well, you
They've
know what?
toured here once.
Seeing that song, I didn't even remember that was a song in the show. I mean, I'm kind of like you, Christine. I'm like, the show's fine. I'm like, it's a C plus for me. I don't want to see it again. I saw it and I was entertained, but I'll move on. But I forgot that was even a title of a song. And when I kind of saw it, I was like, the first thing that popped in my mind was one of the Paul Mooney skits from the Chappelle Show in the first season when he's talking about the black man is the most imitated person in this country, bar none. And that's the first thing that popped in my mind because it was like, okay, everybody wants to be black on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of like, it's another one of those, I don't really feel qualified to give an opinion from a place of
Yeah.
reference. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
It's not up to me to decide that, but it is really interesting to bring up for sure.
right. So here's the last one. And I know this is a special one for you guys. So this song is called Does Your Daddy Know You Like to Kiss the Cowboys? Can you guess what it's from?
No, what is
Phantom of the Country Opera.
It is absolutely from Phantom of the Country
No,
Opera. Zing!
there's a song in that show called that.
Does your daddy know you like to kiss the cowboys?
Kill
I
me.
didn't even realize that was a show.
You could probably add some parentheticals
Oh
on the end
boy.
of that too,
There's a whole
and make it even
backstory there.
worse. Oh, I'm sure your husband will show you that show if you want to see it bad enough.
It's cursed. It's a cursed video. Don't do it.
It's definitely a train wreck. So
Look,
Had
it
to throw
needs to
that
be
one in there.
burned. We don't need it. Any of it ever.
I thought you'd like that. So
That's very funny.
yeah, that's my dad joke of the day.
Thanks
So
for that.
Brian's got a few for you because he's been saving them up.
Do you,
You want to hear some lyrics from that song? Just
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, but yeah.
Train wreck.
You see that water tower, girl? We can dream it. I'ma paint your name and John Deere green on it. I cross my heart. I ain't no walk away Joe. I'm gonna get you to the church on Cumberland Road.
Oh. Oh God.
Wow.
Who let this happen?
Why are we not producing this show
Stop it.
as a student production?
No, I want if we do the show, Christina has to be
Mm-mm.
contractually obligated to star.
That's when I will hand in my resignation. Bye-bye.
Tread
Oh my
carefully.
Kill me.
It's just so great to be able to reference that in almost every
I'm
pod.
happy
It works.
that I know it exists, though.
So you can avoid it.
Yeah, so I can tread through life a little more carefully. I don't ever want it to like catch me off guard one day.
It's either that or my
a
fat
monster.
friend. So get ready.
You
In
know,
season 68, we're going to do one of those two.
oh, please no. No. I'll be way too old by then, so it's fine. You know what was not on your list, Paul, that they're also doing a like revival of and trying to make less problematic,
What's that?
is Thoroughly Modern Millie. Did y'all hear about this?
I did not.
Yeah, they're doing a remount of Millie, and they've got a lot of script editing that they're doing to kind of get rid of some of the really, really problematic like yellow face Asian stereotypes that were in that show. And that's another show that was written in like the 2000s that came out on Broadway.
And they already have to
that's
make
like,
that many revisions. That's pretty
yeah,
sad.
so that one's getting a revival as well that I'm really excited to see. They've taken some really like serious steps to make sure that they have representation on the writing team to kind of like oversee that, because that's one I've wanted to direct for my kids for a really long time, because it has so many good strong female roles in it, and like it's really like big dancey show, but the set requirements aren't too bad, and I've put it off for years because there's like no getting around these really problematic roles.
You say, if only it was so easy to find women in theater as it is to find men.
If only.
'Cause, you know,
Where
finding
are all the
women is
women?
tough, but men are a dime a dozen. In theater.
Where are all the talented women that are like the same height and all equally talented and beautiful? Where
I'm
are
sure
they?
we'll hear that in your casting call later. So,
Anyway.
well, Kevin and I had some honorable mentions I didn't bring up. Some of the ones he brought up was Under the Bamboo Tree and Meet Me in St. Louis. Another one
Similar
was,
problem.
I found this one online. It's been so long since I've watched Holiday Inn, but apparently there's a song called Abraham, and the song itself as a whole, well, as in most of it, is not a bad thing, but apparently in the movie version, there's a black actress who's cast as a maid and uses the word darky in it.
Ooh.
So it's a tough look now.
Yeah.
Kevin said the Chinese song ending in Anything Goes always gets him squirming.
Yeah, Anything Goes has a similar Millie problem. Yeah. It's almost the exact same trope, actually. It's really interesting.
And one for me was, just because I performed it here, but we cut parts out, was Mea Culpa. Because I mean, I was willing to do the whole song, but as Eileen Quo, who was another friend of the podcast, but was also the music director, we both agreed it's like, that's too over the top for this crowd. So
yeah, the one thing I'll say about that is at least you have a true villain singing that, who is going to get a reckoning in the show, and
Right.
all of his arc is about him being so predatory towards this girl.
And her
that
mother.
is, yeah, and that's like a very different look than a song or a character that's just like there to be like, wow, hi, look at me, we are Asian and let's make fun of that. That's not, it's a little different when it's not comedic and we're taking like a more serious tone on it.
Right.
Still fucking uncomfortable.
Right.
But
So that was good. So moving on to our next feature. This is this was brought in as a game, we'll say, a guessing game, if you will, in our last podcast that we had, and it was so much fun, and there's so much availability of content. I'm bringing it back. And I called it "Take Your Shot, Fun Boy" in reference to The Crow. But basically, there's a lot of wonky, wacky, zany improv troupe names out there. And there's lots of wild, zany, wacky band names out there too on the internet. So we're repeating the game, which is I'm going to give you guys 3 names. 2 of them are an improv troupe and 1 is a band. You need to pick which one is the band from the group. This generated a lot of laughs and some funny discussion. So hope you're strapped in and ready.
ready. I need another alcohol, but I'm ready.
Okay. Should we give you a second and just
Yes, give me 2
while you get
seconds.
alcohol?
Put like sound effect music.
Okay. We're
elevator
inserting
music.
my
Elevator
Juicy
music.
Fruit ad.
Cut
Now, I have a
to
Juicy Fruit ad
elevator.
that we used at
Go.
Christmas.
Yes, perfect.
How you doing up there, Rachel? You need a refill?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Brian needs to turn on his camera because I'm tired of looking at the word anal bleaching.
Yeah, Brian. Turn on your camera. I told him earlier, and he said, "You guys see my face."
I don't.
She wants to see your face, Brian. Soak it up. It's not always the case.
Can't spell hold
Camera broken. Have you been drinking?
on. Not enough for that.
Yeah, apparently.
It was like lightning. Did you see that?
That
How
was
fast
nice.
I was?
Another poinsettia.
Nope.
Oh.
Just champagne.
Straight up champagne. My
Yeah.
little wide-eyed doe. So,
Mimosas.
Mimosa.
so
Truly.
all right. So we're back. Alcohol in hand. And we're ready for the game. So here is your first 3 names. Back Alley Prom, 5 overweight dudes and a girl probably, and Abracadaver.
Abracadabra is the band.
Okay.
Man.
Rachel, Brian, what do y'all think?
I agree.
That one.
You're all right. It's Abracadabra. That one's kind of the softball in here, I think.
That felt like a softball.
So here's your next one. Sluts for Hire, Bros Before Shows, and Tim Burton's Hair.
Sluts for hire.
That's for her.
Yep.
Yes, that is correct. Y'all are supposed to be like commenting on some of these. I mean, it's going to be a quick feature if we don't.
Sorry, I got really into the zone of competing for nothing. For no
Yeah,
reason.
there's no prizes here.
With my friends.
This is all for pride. So here's your next list. Table for One, Jessica Lange's Vagina, and No Pants Bandits.
I just like any group that can name themselves after a vagina.
I love No Pants
Well,
Bandits.
and Jessica Lange's. Why does it have to be hers?
Why would it not
Why
be?
specifically?
Well, there's so many.
Listen,
There's so many to choose from.
Okay,
there
so
are, but there's
like
so many.
Bruce Willis's penis or something like that. You know?
here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
So if you had your own improv group, whose vagina would you name it after?
That's good.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is important. Everybody
Yep.
better answer carefully.
I have my answer in my head.
Let's
What if
see.
we called it your mother's vagina?
No, no,
Dear.
that's not okay.
Is it not?
That's perfectly okay.
I
That's
think
in the
that was the
shapoopy
litmus
bin.
test on whether it's okay or not.
Let's see.
I don't know. I'd probably go with Amy Schumer's.
I think I'd
good.
say Phyllis Dillard's vagina. So it'd be like
Also
a
good.
Scooby-Doo episode.
I like that.
The new Scooby-Doo movies starring Phyllis Dillard's vagina. Today, the gang meets Phyllis Dillard's vagina.
What was the first one, Paul? I don't remember.
Table for one.
Table for one.
Mine would be Eleanor Roosevelt's vagina.
Going historical, huh?
Yeah.
Laura Bush's vagina.
So who wants to be in my improv group?
I don't want to be in anyone's improv group ever.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Please don't make me come to your show either.
My fat friend's vagina. How's that?
I think No Pants Bandits. My answer. That's a hard one.
I think it's the vagina one, honestly.
It might be the vagina one. I'm very torn between the two.
Rachel, what about you? What do you think?
I think we spent so much time talking about vaginas that I forgot the original question, and I forfeit this round.
She abstains. So the answer is No Pants Bandits.
Oh, motherfucker.
So,
Christina,
and
the
I mean,
one
we're
to
getting
beat.
into some of the good ones. They may be obvious to you at times, but they're funny names. I thought they were funny. So your next list is Toys to Men, Dancing in the Fart, and Oedipussy.
These sound familiar. Did we do these
Oedipussy.
same ones last time?
No, I did these with
Okay.
Kever and Carson on my
Okay.
Sports and Then Some podcast.
I think it's
Huh. Oedipussy is also my guess.
What is the
this-
obsession with naming groups after private
male
regions?
reproductive organ.
It's
I
the
don't know.
most
Yeah.
magical
Or remember,
thing
Jessica
in the
Lange's vagina
world.
was an improv troupe. So
That's true.
is that supposed to be like after the vagina? What is it? The vagina dialogues? Is that what it's called?
Monologues.
Monologues.
Dialogues.
Yeah.
We must have a dialogue.
Hey,
We must,
if
we
that
must
vagina
converse
is
about
dialoguing back, it's like, I
We're
don't
in
want to go near
dialogue.
it. I'll
Rachel
stay
made
away
a
from that
mention of
vagina,
that. It was very good. I enjoyed it.
but I don't want it to talk back to me.
It is good.
Okay. So a couple guesses for Oedipussy.
Feel good about Oedipussy.
I'll
I
just
don't
say
I hated
remember.
that sentence.
Go ahead.
it is Oedipussy. So,
Hmm.
so here's the next one. Jason's cat died, partially sexy, and fuzzy little kitty cats.
I like all the cat themes a lot.
Like Oedipussy?
Yeah.
Meow. I will throw a cat sound effect in there.
Jason's
right, can you-
cat died.
Yeah, can you name them again?
Jason's cat died, partially sexy, and fuzzy little kitty cats.
What fuzzy little kitty cats?
The Jason died one.
Just sounds like something an
The
alt
women
rock
take the
band
square
would
on
do.
that one. It is Jason's cat died. So yeah, that one was meant to be like framed after pussy cats. So,
I liked it. I liked the cat theme a lot.
so this one had this threesome list had Kever's favorite name of anything here. Elizabeth Taylor's husbands, mom jeans, and 7-Eleven's mustard area.
What kind of names are these?
They're either bands or real improv troops.
That's
I
so
know, but, like,
specific.
oh, exactly. Like the specificity
I
is
know.
Mom jeans, please. Mom jeans, Alex.
Mom jeans.
I'm gonna go with
I
mom.
guess-
I think I've heard.
Kever laughed at 7-Eleven's mustard area for at least a good half minute.
That's good. It's a really upsetting.
And whether it's a band or a troupe, I don't care. I'm going to see it. It's like, let's see what they have.
Mustard, I hope.
So we
Maybe
have two
mustard.
guesses for mom jeans. What's the who has not guessed?
I don't know. I just really wish that mom jeans would like come back in style.
They are, girl. They are. They are. So hard.
Well, yeah, but like
Go to
for
Target.
actual people with fupas, not like skinny minis that like
fupa.
pretend to.
I haven't heard
Let
that
me
term in a while.
let me send you some links. Let me send you some links. Let me send you.
Oh, you about to get some mom jean pictures?
I got you. But
Good,
yes,
good, good.
I know the struggle. I feel.
So what's your guess, Rachel?
I'll go with the fupa.
Okay. You're all incorrect for a change.
No.
It's Elizabeth Taylor's Husbands is the
Christina,
band.
a
we
very good
messed up your streak.
All right, so
That's
here's
a-
the next one.
That's clever.
You're still 5-1. So the next one is scenes from Match.com, Tinker Taser Taylor Swift, and the baby won't eat his corn dog.
Well, you absolutely did these with us before. I remember
Yeah.
Tinker Taylor Swift.
I do remember
Okay.
that one.
I remember it,
Fine,
and I
I'll do
remember
some
that it
others
was
on the fly. I
it
can
was
do
the
that
right answer.
because
That's what I
you
remember.
remember what was the right answer?
Tinker Taylor Swift.
That is not the right answer.
Was it not?
Nope.
Oh man, maybe I have dementia. But I remember
These
that
are
name.
new. These are new.
I remember that name. I would never forget such a thing.
Now, the baby won't eat his corn dog is the band.
That's right.
That's what I was gonna guess.
I do remember that band name too.
Slash now I want
I've
a
got to
corn
start
dog.
doing those brain games. We got to start doing some puzzles over here.
Yep.
I'm gonna lose my faculties apparently.
Okay, so see if you guys. I mean, there's 3 more, so we'll see if
Okay,
you
I'm
know
ready.
any of these. So,
Okay.
like I said, I'm pretty sure I changed the list though.
No, a lot of these sound really familiar to me, but also again, clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. So never-
That's okay.
who
So-
knows?
The next one is Iron Man's Fleshlight.
Oh, come on.
Did you just say fleshlight?
Yep. I did
Okay.
say Fleshlight. Now we've said it 3
Vowels are
times.
very important.
Whorehouse of Representatives
Mm,
and Belle Biv Divorce.
Whorehouse, please.
I'm going with fleshlight.
Bill Biv's divorce.
Oh, all across the board. It is the Whorehouse of Representatives. So
Christina
here's the
Bach.
next one. Michael Jackson's Third Nose, First National Skank,
Mm.
and Hey, That's My Bike.
Mm.
First National Skank myself.
Hey, That's My Bike also sounds like an indie band, though. It's a hard one. We go punk or indie? Because the punk band would be First National Skank. The acoustic indie people are, Hey, That's My Bike. Okay, I'm going to go First National Skank, though.
Okay. Ray.
I'll go with bike.
It is the bike.
Oh,
Winner. Bike
Split.
dinner.
Damn it
So-
all.
Here's your final one. And then we'll have more next time. And I'll make sure that they're new, even though I'm pretty sure these are, at least to you guys. So Blood Diamond Phillips, Drew Barrymore's Dealer, and
Hmm.
Helena Bonham Farter.
we've heard these,
Yeah,
but I don't remember.
yeah.
You don't
I think
remember
it was,
though.
I think it was Drew Barrymore's Dealer, though,
I want to say yeah. That was it.
which I need to look them up.
Maybe I didn't save the second list.
I
Okay.
feel like we've heard these, and then
But
I
you
feel
still didn't
really
get some of them.
and I feel
No.
really stupid that I didn't know them all.
I mean,
If
I
we did-
remember you saying Helena Bottom Fart.
Who could forget
That's
such?
right.
I'm glad
Okay.
that's what your brain launched onto, though.
So
Yeah.
yeah, let's find I can give you a couple on the fly.
Yes.
So
So clearly it doesn't matter that much for me.
so
Very
all right,
ashamed to admit.
here we go. So let's see. Bimbo Tool Shed, Don Knotts Overdrive, and The Evil Elvi.
Oh, that's hard.
The evil
Evil
Elvi.
Elvi.
What was
Call
the
it first.
first one?
God,
The second one was Don Knotts Tool Shed. What was the
Bimbo.
I think
Tool
it's
Shed.
Evil Elv. I think it's
Bimbo
Evil
Tool
Elvi.
Shed, Don
Bimbo
Knotts
Tool Shed.
Overdrive, and the one Brian picked. I'm scrolling through a list.
I'm gonna go Bimbo Tool Shed.
Rachel, what about you?
Just to mix it up.
I answered before Brian did.
Okay.
She
sorry.
said Evil.
We
Elvi.
agreed. Evil Elvi.
It is Don Knotts Overdrive.
Oh, son of a bitch.
So
Not fair.
here's the next one. These will all be Fs because I just happened to scroll on both of them or all three at the same
Okay.
time.
That's fine. It's a theme.
The Fabulous Amputators, the 50 Naked Midgets,
Oh. Okay.
and the Flaming Donuts of Jesus.
Please, Flaming Donuts of Jesus.
I'm going with the midgets.
Flaming Donuts.
It is the donuts.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
now I want a donut.
Me too, but that's always.
Son of a bitch. I
Baking a
know,
coffee
right?
cake today.
Ah,
Here-
jelly.
Here's one more for you guys, then we'll move on. So, Interspecies Love Child, Jerry's Kids. Yeah, that's kind of wonky.
I like
And-
that one.
And Mr. Holland's Anus.
One thing I've realizing from all these names is that they have weird obsession with private parts.
Yes.
I already
We're
said
all
that.
mature people.
Like a few rounds back.
Thanks.
Ray more
Okay.
observant.
Catch up.
Try to keep up. I want it to be Mr. Holland's anus, but I actually think that it's probably not. I'm gonna say Jerry's Kids.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the anus one. Just why not?
I'll do whatever they didn't pick.
Okay. It is
Go on,
Jerry's
Nick.
Kids.
I had a feeling.
Could you, I mean, Brian, what would you do if an improv troupe came in here and said, we want to use the stage, our troupe name is Jerry's Kids?
No, say no.
What would you do if they
Absolutely
said their
not.
name was Mr. Holland's anus?
I would say
Or
no.
Michael Jackson's Third
Okay,
Note?
well, I'm gonna start a youth improv
Michael Jackson's
troupe,
third notes would be fine, but yeah.
and Oliver.
Maybe that should be the tweak of the game. Which one of these would Brian accept if they came in the door and said, we'll pay you $5,000?
But what if? Okay, but what if like I
Well, I
have
didn't know
an
they're paying me
improv
$5,000
troupe and
because I
all
would
the
probably say
parents.
yes to any of them.
So
Mm.
you would publish out on the website
No,
performing
no, no,
this,
no, no.
this Friday and Saturday, Mr. Holland's
No,
Anus.
no. I didn't say I published on the
GCT
website so they could rent
presents.
it.
True. Presenting and renting are two different things.
Tonight only, Oedipussy
Sure.
on the GCT stage.
Listen,
I would
if
sell
I
out.
have
Because I've heard of them.
if I have 10 kids, all with consenting parents that
Oh
have
my God.
paid lofty fees
Yes, I
for
love where
their
this is going.
improv troupe to be called Mr. Holland's Anus.
What
Are
would
you
the
telling me
t-shirts
that we
look like?
couldn't perform at our own theater?
Can we at least design the t-shirts?
The show is sold out. The parents are foaming at the mouth to get in the door. They're banging on GCT's front and back door.
Yes. The promo is come get a good look at Mr. Holland's Anus this Friday night.
It's gonna be like a star design with like a dark center,
And
And, like,
afterward,
peachy tones around.
we will be serving flaming donuts for Jesus.
I'd love to see church people show up for that. Where's these donuts for Jesus?
Donuts for Jesus.
They're back there in the MAGA section, out in the back parking lot.
Oh my God.
Okay, so that was that feature. I will ensure these are new names next time. Because I think this is a fun feature. So
I love this feature. It's my favorite, I think.
I mean, at some point, I'm gonna find a way to make a really interesting interactive dinosaur feature just for you. But for now, this will have to do. So, because I've
I love
tried a
the
couple
dinosaurs.
iterations and they've not been good. So,
Yeah, well, you know.
so speaking of not good, it's
Hmm.
time for Christina's sexist casting call.
No, I didn't prepare
Casting.
one. Well,
You don't have one?
do dad jokes.
Okay, let's do dad
first.
jokes. Brian's wild and zany dad jokes of the day. Cue music. All right. But you got to be listening, Christine. You got to hear
I wish I couldn't listen.
Your
So,
ears have gone the way of Mr. Holland's anus.
My ears have gone away.
So speaking of anuses, sometimes I like to take a poop at 11:59 at night,
Stop.
and I like to finish, 12:05, 12:10. It's same shit, different day.
Oh.
How does it feel to be married? Are you okay? Do you need to send help?
The look on her face is otherwise. In both pictures.
Yeah.
You have a judgy look in both pictures.
Hey, that's the only look I ever see.
Hey-o.
That is my
Sounds
life.
like rightfully so.
It's just judging.
So, what's next, Brian?
So this morning, accidentally sprayed deodorant in my mouth, and now when I talk, I have this weird accent.
No.
Wow. Wow. Going deep into the catalog for that one.
I don't like that one.
Try again.
I don't like that one. Do another one.
They give that one a buzzer. No. I'm going to put a boo sound effect in there for that one.
So I was looking for the soundtrack to Mortal Kombat because it's supposed to come out on HBO Max, But the only thing I could find was a bunch of Finnish hymns.
Okay. All right. Do you want a couple more since it's been a while?
I don't get it.
It's okay.
That sounds like a guy joke. A little bit more.
Explain.
Did I ever tell you about the time I went to the seafood disco?
Oh no.
I pulled a muscle.
That felt like it came off like a Laffy Taffy wrapper.
Probably did. All right. One more, then.
I've got one ready.
Oh, I
It's
get
really
one
short.
more? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Bring it.
No, that was not good.
And the others were.
God, I'm dying.
Oh, shots fired.
My wife.
What's Forrest Gump's password?
No.
One Forrest one.
Wow.
Okay.
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 Is it time to move on?
Get your bad casting call yet?
I've
Because
got one.
if you do, I can keep going.
I've got one.
Please, Christina,
Okay.
have one.
It's a really short one, but
That's
I
all
found
right.
one. It's pretty funny. This is for a short film. I'm gonna assume this is probably like a college project or something. I'll let you decide why. Project title, all caps. Boobs! Where Superbad meets Broad City. This is the story of the girl who grows boobs over the summer and decides to use those boobs as leverage to finally join a squad with her best parentheses, and only friend. Don't you want to be in boobs?
So wait, so does it have an age range?
That's
This
what I
one
was
does
wondering.
not, no. No.
Because when-
I'm gonna
when
assume
girls
this
get
one's from
boobs-
this is from 2016.
So if some
I don't
48-year-old woman shows up, they're
Have
like,
a-
"You grew
Exactly,
boobs?
even-
Wow."
Right.
Surprise.
Even still, like
Yeah,
you're
that's
looking at preteens, so you're looking to cast a 12-year-old.
Listen.
Yo.
There's a lot of problems with
I hear
that
a
one.
lawsuit in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm against the
Yeah.
concept of boobs, but it's like
Nor am I.
not like that. I mean, it's kind of no.
Yeah. It's good
Because there's
times.
only a certain age range that boobs are generally growing, so
Mhm,
it's
mhm.
kind of that would sound like lawsuit all over it. So.
Yeah. I try to, when I pick these, find ones that have an air of comedy to them, but the sad truth is that a lot of them are very short and they're all the same and just terrible. Just terrible.
Well,
all
and, I
of
mean,
them.
so here's a question though that if we're talking about this would be like prepubescent teenage girls.
Mm.
What I mean, if you're say you have I don't want to say a camera, but you're there at the casting call. What do you think of the parents who drive these kids up there?
I mean, my God. Well, but the thing is, I think if you're casting something like that, well, most of the time they want someone over 18 for stuff like that.
Well,
Because
sure.
then they don't have to deal with it. And they don't have to deal with, like, all of the legal logistics of hiring an actual child.
Right.
So at least there's that, I guess.
They got that going for them.
Yeah, if we want to put it that way, it's,
So the story, I'm just trying, wrap my head around the story. The story is a girl grows boobs over the summer.
I think that someone probably thought this was a funnier idea on paper than it actually sounded in their casting call. I'd be really interested if I could get the whole page to read, like, who wrote this?
Yeah. I'd like to see a sample of the script.
I
It's
want to
kinda-
know if a lady wrote this or a dude, but
Didn't
no.
SNL do this with Bonner skit?
Yeah,
Yes.
they really did.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is a really good one too. It's really short. And I don't know what it's for, but it says seeking female 25 to 35, girlfriend of main character. This is the best. Described as ugly, but we want all types to submit. Normal everyday person type. She
Okay.
only has one line.
Okay.
I like that the description in the script is ugly, and the casting call is like, hey, all you normies, get out here so you can audition to be this ugly piece
Yeah.
of doo-doo in our
Ugly,
film.
but not ugly.
You want to get called ugly every 5 seconds in our movie, but you look like a normal human? Come on down.
That sounds like you're casting in like Paragould, Arkansas, and you're telling women, hey, show up if you're an 8 in Paragould, but you're a 6 elsewhere.
I mean,
something
it's
like that.
literally
That's
Well-
definitely a guy definitely wrote that one.
That's
Yeah,
Love
rough.
that
absolutely.
you point out Paragould.
I'm just picking somewhere. Pascagoula, somewhere with a P in it. Since we're on the theme of kitty cats and pussy cats.
Yeah,
it's
she's
un-
like
Hey.
she's like an 8 in Scranton, but like a 6 in New York.
There you go.
Right.
In Pawnee, she's a 9, but she's a 5 in Louisville, or something like
Oh
that.
my God.
Okay, well that's good. I mean, that's a couple of interesting ones, that's for sure.
Anyway,
Um,
it's terrible out there.
So I looked up on IMDb boobs,
Oh, cool.
Oh,
and it was 14 minutes. It was a short. It's a comedy, and it's about a 17-year-old girl has, in parentheses, finally grown boobs. So my guess is it would have, and the girl who starred in it also wrote and created it. So she was
Cool.
creating her own content.
That's
Okay.
good.
Which why she would have to have a casting
I don't know.
breakdown for it is beyond me. But yes, it received 4.5 out of 10 stars.
Interesting. Yeah, because I feel like just the reference of it being similar to Broad City is enough to like perk my ears and be like, is this like a woman written project and like produced project? Because that is something that
Sounds
I
like something you
find
find
very
on
good.
a deep YouTube dive or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Beautiful Taste or something like that. Right, Brian?
No, we're not comparing that to anything here. It's not. No.
We hadn't watched that in a while.
No,
coming.
it's okay. We don't
We
need
don't
to
need
watch
to.
it.
It's
Yeah, we
okay.
do. It's
It's okay.
coming.
We'll have
So-
to do that.
If only I
No,
could get
Chris-
that to be the music for the pod.
Christina has to be here when we watch that. That's my only.
It looks like she's Xing that out. She's
We don't have to do that.
okay. So moving on, it's time for closing rants, sponsored by Jimmy the Cock, and now Alex the Goat,
And Baby Groot.
and Baby Groot. Yeah, we have a
Too many
colony of animals.
mascots.
Yeah, but Jimmy the Cock he's the alpha. So, who has a rant for Jimmy today?
Well, I've got one.
Oh
Okay.
God.
H&R Block.
Oh,
I
God.
hate you. I
Okay.
hate your commercial.
Drawing laughter from the Rachel gallery here.
We make it easy for you.
No, they don't.
Oh my goodness. I hear that come on the TV. I would love to walk away, but it's just so awful that I can't look at it, and that makes me even more angry. I'm so ready for tax season to be over because I hate that
No.
commercial. I hate their stupid dancing. I want to
Yes.
punch.
Wait, this
feel like
isn't
there's
even
another
about
layer
H&R
to this
Block, the
story.
company. It's about the commercial.
It's about the commercial. So more specifically, it's about this one move that the dancers do, which is like they move their arms in and out. They go do do do, and he hates that part. That's it.
All right.
Is this the worst
This is
thing
good to
going on
know.
in your life right now?
I mean, it says a lot if it is.
I'm just glad to know this. We might be watching that commercial more.
I will punch you. And I'll take my anger
I
out
got a
on
box
whoever
of
plays that.
alcohol sitting
commercial.
next to your feet. I'll
No.
pour it on your head. How's that?
It infuriates me to no end.
I agree. It's a bad commercial.
Oh.
I was gonna say I just don't like H&R Block. Period.
Wow.
I mean, until this tax season, I was neutral. I was like, whatever, H&R Block, they exist. Now, like, I would like to plot their demise.
I just love that
That's what
this
I'm
one
at.
commercial has drawn so much ire out of you.
This is
I hated it.
the
I hate it. I
funniest.
hate it.
I mean, okay, good rant.
Cool.
I definitely like that one. So, Rachel or Christina, you guys got one?
I don't have anything to rant about.
I mean, do they
It
like
can be a good
test
rant.
these commercials before they put them on? There's no way they could have put that
And we're
commercial
back to
with a
H&R
test
Block.
audience, and the audience is like, "Yeah, let's run that like 50,000 times on every show you watch for the next 4 months."
But you know what?
So
They have
good.
done their job because you remember it. You are complaining
Well,
about it.
I
You are
remember it, and-
therefore exactly.
It's true.
Therefore, you are perpetuating their message, and people are still knowing about H&R Block.
So
Have
this
So
is
to
a free
learn the
commercial for
stance.
2 listeners. But
their
H&R
marketing is working.
Okay, so you listeners, do not go to H&R Block. Go to Jackson Hewitt, the company that is
no,
better, and they will do your taxes quicker and get you more money than H&R Block, because H&R Block is wasting
It's
your money to make awful
Or go
commercials.
to
Let's
irs.gov
start
and do it
a
yourself.
smear campaign against H&R Block. I'm fascinated. Cool.
So, okay. You guys can have a good rant. You can have something
I
about
have
like,
like nothing but nice things to say.
okay, you got a nice rant?
Okay, listen. Today, when I'm done with this, I'm making a delicious coffee cake because I decided that we deserve coffee cake to eat this weekend.
Okay.
And tomorrow we're going on like a detective adventure.
Oh, no.
I think it's like through Choose 901 or something, but it's like a outdoor get your gang and go adventure and solve a murder. And so
fun.
tomorrow
Yeah, I've seen
I'm
that.
gonna dress up like a sloppy detective and go solve a murder.
Brian saw commercials between H&R Block for that. So
Yep.
Uh,
And I
it was
planted
on
some
Instagram, I think.
hydrangeas, so I'm having a really good time.
That's awesome.
Just
Have
nothing
fun.
bad to say.
okay.
The sun makes me a better person. Don't know.
I mean,
St. Patty's Day is next week,
Yeah.
and I'm making
Oh my God,
shepherd's
it's
pie.
the 1 year anniversary. St. Patrick's Day will be the 1 year anniversary of the last time that we had people in our home and had like a party, a small party.
well,
But
you
we knew
didn't-
it was the end of the world and we did 500 million car bombs.
what you didn't know is you've had a couple of people in your barn, but you didn't know that.
Oh God, no.
So
Oh God, no. I know.
Yeah. People
But
whose
yeah.
names rhyme with Payan and Ball. Have
Would
slept
y'all
in the
please stop
barn.
doing it in my barn?
I mean, we are a gay
Thanks.
couple, according to some
We
friends of
are.
ours.
I can
So-
hear the howling from my
Oh.
living room.
I mean, Rachel,
and
sorry I stole him from you.
I
Apparently,
usually just tell Colt,
fine.
oh
You
no,
don't
it's
care.
dogs.
It's-
It's the dog park. It's just
He's probably
dogs.
glad to be
Don't
rid of me.
listen.
I'm just gonna say it's not the
But
first
I
person
know.
who tried to steal him from you, but
Oh,
let's leave it at that.
Oh, na, 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 na.
How was that grenade that I just dropped in the room? So-
Oh, uncomfortable.
okay, I'll
spiky,
move on. So
Bad.
I,
Bad.
I have not a rant, but So I went to get my first shot today over close by at Germantown Baptist, and the couple of things that made me sort of chuckle. The first one was a pretty obvious one in that I pulled up to the front of the drive-through line to get my shot, and the guy said, "Okay, the people behind you haven't had time to fill out your paperwork, so here's your shot. You just need to sit here for a minute." And I struck up a conversation, which I don't normally do with people because I don't like people. And I said, "Hey, so how you guys busy today? Is it normal?" And he said, "Oh, it's a normal flow." He said, "We did have a couple of interesting people. Somebody tried to cross lanes and they drove through two of the tent posts, so we had to reset the tent because they thought, oh, the other line pulled out, so I'm in the middle of the line. I'll just pull up in the other line because it must mean I get through quicker." Not so.
No.
And then the other thing was, I saw this older couple who I felt bad for a second, but the lady was in a mask, the dude was not in a mask, and they walked up from behind, like the back of the property, and decided to have a full-blown argument with one of the volunteers, which made me feel sorry for her because they were arguing. I didn't know what, so I rolled down the window and I heard her saying something like, "This is a drive-through appointment only line, sir." And he got pissed and yelled something at her and they stormed off. Like, come on. These people already have a thankless enough job. Just
I mean,
Amen.
you're the
Well,
kind of
volunteer.
person that's
They're
mean
fucking
to
volunteering.
COVID volunteer. I
yeah,
don't know what to
exactly.
tell
They
you.
don't have
You
to
are
be
a
out there.
lost
So
cause.
I made it a point as I drove past every one of them to say thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Then the other so the other part was basically when we got done, they said, okay, wait here for the 15 minutes so we make sure there's no adverse effects. And they were ready to clear our group, and some lady diagonally behind me to the left was supposed to be leaving, and she's not leaving. So I look back, she's clearly playing with her phone, and the person behind her is literally laying on the horn. And the volunteer walks up to her car and starts tapping on the glass, and she's giving him the what's wrong symbol. And he says, I hear him say something about leaving, and she takes it as an opportunity to peel out of the parking lot.
No.
And he's looking at her like, really? So my rant, I guess, is, you know, just again, everyone have respect for one another. I don't like people generally, but I try to have respect for them. especially in such a thankless job as helping to administer this vaccine.
You have to be like pretty special, I feel like, to be standing out there helping people get vaccinated. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just really fascinating that anyone would have like the thought to be rude to a vaccine volunteer. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Exactly.
Just kooky.
I don't see why people. I mean, I don't get it. I won't go.
I
into
don't know,
it,
dude.
So that's my rant.
Well, I'm glad everyone's getting vaccinated, though. It makes me really happy to see how much it's like picking up some steam. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we got the bill passed and signed into law yesterday for stimulus and unemployment benefits and all that other kind of stuff that
Exciting.
some people love, some people hate, but I think it's a good thing.
It's
Vaccinations are at over 2 million per day, at least for shots. So
yeah, it's great. It's the first time I felt really excited and really hopeful in a long time, I feel like. So good stuff.
Yeah, agreed.
Love seeing all the people I like get vaccinated, dude.
And one of the best things is that that's that much closer to actually producing content here at Germantown Community Theater. Right, Brian?
Ready.
Yes, I'm very excited about that.
Yes, it would be nice to see a show we actually selected and approved on our stage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What that will be like to have a play.
A perfect example being something like this show called Motherhood, right, Rachel? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think somebody we know is directing that.
We've been preparing for a year.
So it better be damn good.
Hey, I mean, here's the thing. I'm not performing, so it's not really on me. I hope. My hope is that they'll be more than prepared. I'm excied.
We raised ticket prices to 100 a seat, so because it was going to be so elite. Good. Yeah, right. Exactly. So show up. It's going to be the best show you've ever seen.
And then, as Brian pointed out, I'll go straight from directing that into Clue. So
yeah, exactly.
Another one I'm very excited to see. I can't wait to see Clue. Oh, it's gonna be so cool.
It'll be fun. Theater. It'll be fun to see it on our stage since I essentially inadvertently trashed the one the three of us saw 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
Yeah, at least 2 years
ago.
At
a certain university. Apparently I made a comment. I might have been under the influence of some alcohol. I made a comment on a podcast. No, it was on the what was that we called it?
Season announcement.
The season announcement that the season we never did. I made
a comment
about Clue, and that we had seen a less than stellar version, and come here and see a really good version. And a comment was made online on Facebook about that that was our version by a certain theater teacher leader that Brian knows.
Yeah.
Good times.
But hey, I stand by it. Our version will be better.
It's not something's gone horribly wrong.
Yes, exactly.
I can't wait to see that show.
I can't wait to see that, with not even before we had certain technical enhancements that might be coming.
I know. It's going to be
think about it with that is going to be amazing. So, almost as amazing as Oedipusy. So, on that note, we'll call it a pod. So, we'll definitely try to do this again sooner than the 4 or 5 weeks we waited for this one. So, thanks the 1.5 people listening. Hopefully you're still listening at this point. So, and we'll talk to everybody soon, and keep your eyes peeled to gctcomeplay.org.
Shots. Get your shot.
Yeah. Take your shot, fun boy. So come out and see whatever we have produced. If you do see an audition notice for a show that we had that said it's going to run on certain dates, don't assume that means the show's running. We have had a call about that. So otherwise, keep your eyes peeled. We will be producing content soon. Fingers crossed. And thanks for listening, and talk to you guys later. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.